Hi everybody, Ahmad Sadiq from Land Trust Title of Central Florida. Let's talk title. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about a type of estate planning tool that we see oftentimes used that has some impact on our real estate transaction. And that document is the life estate deed. So the life estate, when it's created, ultimately has two different components to it. When a life estate deed is created, it creates two different types of interest. The first is the life estate beneficiary, and then the second is the remainderment. And ultimately what that means is there's going to be a particular individual or set of individuals that are going to have access to an ownership of the property during the time that they're alive, and then when that person passes away, the property would automatically vest in the remainderment, or the multiple remainderment that might be indicated and outlined on that deed. And so what that means for us is ultimately that we're able to sidestep probate when a property is held in a life estate. And so ultimately the reason for that is that once the person passes away, the property would automatically vest in the remainderment without having to go through the entire probate process. However, it's a little bit more in-depth and complicated from there because there's ultimately two different types of life estates that can be created. You have your standard life estate that creates an interest in the life estate beneficiary and then the remainderment upon the death of that life estate beneficiary. Then you have what's called an enhanced life estate that is also creating a life estate beneficiary and remainderment. There's additional language that's going to go on that deed that's going to change the way that a real estate transaction will be conducted. And so let's take our first example, a basic life estate deed. So what has to happen is if the life estate beneficiary wants to sell the property, in order for that property to be sold, the life estate beneficiary and the remainderment have to sign all closing documents. That means that without the permission and the acquiescence of that life estate beneficiary and the remainderment, that property cannot be sold. So ultimately, that can become troublesome when a remainderment doesn't want to sign those closing documents, and now we have a legal issue where they may end up in court. An enhanced life estate has additional language on the face of the deed that basically says that that life estate beneficiary, during the time that they're alive, is able to do whatever they want with the property up to and including selling the property. But the most significant aspect is with that additional language, the life estate beneficiary does not need to include the remainderment to be able to close that transaction, meaning that if it's an enhanced life estate, that life estate beneficiary can sign a real estate contract, sign closing documents, and collect funds without including that remainderment. So if you are interested in creating a life estate, you want to make sure that you're talking to an attorney that's very experienced with estate planning and real estate law so that you're creating the right type of document that gives you the most amount of power that you can have while you're the life estate beneficiary, but also comply with what your desires are in terms of the benefits that you want to give to those remaindermen at the time that you might pass away. Guys, see you next time. Thank you so much.